Hi, welcome back to the Quantum Christmas calendar. It's 19th of December today. I'm Lisa at Vision One Love, and I have the privilege of being here with you. And I want to thank you all for all the support I'm getting, for all of you who share my videos, who are commenting, liking, and for all the messages you send me. It really warms my heart. I'm so happy and grateful that I can support you in reaching your dreams. And support is what I want to talk about today. The importance of having a support group because we cannot do it alone. We need support. We're not made for doing things alone. And the more we work together, the more energies that come together and the greater success we can have. All successful people have some kind of mastermind group or something where they work together to make brainstorming and stuff like that. I have a little story I want to tell you today, but before I just want to continue a little bit with this support idea. When you make your vision and when you start reaching your vision and when you actually start looking for this support group of yours, be careful with your vision, because when you make a vision, people around you, they have the paradigms as well. They have the fears where they come from, and they will trigger your own paradigms. If you tell your ideas and your visions and your dreams for even close family members, they want the best for you. They want you to be secure and safe, and your vision is sensitive, and you are very sensitive, especially in the beginning. So if you tell your vision, I want to do this is what I want my life to look like, it's even your best friend, even if they just a small little uh, show on the face will kick your paradigms like, yeah, my God. And if they even tell you something like, my God, how are you going to do this? You're crazy. I mean, it's not going to be easy for you or easier for you to reach your vision if you have people around you that will be unsure. And as I said in the beginning, when I started following my dreams, I had to be really careful with my vision. I told people what I was doing, and they got scared on my behalf. They were more scared than I was. But when they just did like this, and I was like, oh my God, maybe I'm stupid now, or oh, I shouldn't have done that. And so be careful with whom you share your vision, because you're sensitive in the beginning. So make sure that the people you share your vision with are people that actually know what you're doing and know the capacities that you have inside of you. Yeah, but to have a support system or a mastermind group or a coach or something like that is very important for you to be able to reach your vision. So I want to tell you a story about that support when we have our masterminds or brainstorming groups, what we actually can accomplish. And this is a story that I heard from Bob Proctor. It's a true story, and he calls it the 333 story. Excuse all the noises on the outside. I live in Greece, and here it's never quiet. So I hear there's a lot of cars out there now. We just have to work with that. Anyhow, this story, this was in Canada in the 50s. This was this guy, Bob Hamilton. He was a successful businessman, and it had been a hurricane, and all the houses and buildings, you know, everything was just chaos. People were homeless, and the town was ruined. So he gathered all his executive members to the business room or the meeting room, and he asked them if they wanted to raise $300 million. This is a long time ago, so it was a lot of money also. He asked them, do you want to raise $300 million in 3 hours, 3 days from now? to help rebuild houses and everything like that. And immediately, most of them started like, oh my God, $3 million, and how are we going to do this? And blah, blah, blah. And he said, I didn't ask how we're going to do it, or I didn't even ask if we should do it. I asked, do you want to do it? And they all looked at each other, and of course they wanted to help, to be able to support the town, rebuilding the houses and everything. Of course they wanted to. And he said, perfect, let's start. So he drew on his whiteboard, he drew one column that said, this is how we cannot do it. And on the other half, he wrote, this is how we can do it. And then on the area where it was said how they could not do it, he just made a big cross. And then he instructed the executives to have a brainstorming around this. How could they raise $3 million in 3 hours, 3 days from now? And if they came up with an idea that came under this one, you can, how we cannot do it, everybody should shout next, because there's no space for how we cannot do it. And then in the column of how can we actually do it, just to write down all ideas that comes. So they started just brainstorming, and every time something came in the category of how they cannot do it, it's not possible, because someone shouted next, and they came up with a lot of ideas, of course. But one idea was to have a radio show. So they started working on this idea to have a radio show, and because that was the idea they figured was the best one. So they did raise more than $3 million in these 3 hours when they had the radio show after 3 days. So they had to start working, but they did it so they could help the community to get back on their feet after this hurricane. So I'm encouraging you to do exactly the same in your life. Implement this. Take the support system if you have one, or a mastermind if you have one, or just a friend, a partner in belief who believes in you, who believes in your dream, and make a brainstorming. Take something from your vision. Take something that you always wanted to do, but you didn't do it because of this, why we cannot do it. Just leave that out and start the brainstorming. If you don't have a support system, use the biggest support you have, the universal intelligence. Use your intuition. Start brainstorming with yourself and write down all ideas of how you could do it. And then you just look for the ones, give yourself 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Actually give yourself this time to look around, and don't listen to the voices, this column that says why we cannot do it. Don't listen to that part of you. If you really want to do something, there are so many opportunities. Your infinite potential is inside of you. You have more capacity and than you are aware of. If you actually could do everything, if you would do everything you could do, you would astound yourself. You would amaze yourself. So step out of the comfort zone and stop listening to all these voices telling you why you cannot. And be careful with your vision. Share your vision with people that you can trust your vision, that they support you in it and not coming from their own paradigms about why you cannot do it. And yeah, all successful people have some kind of support system. I have my mentors, for instance. I have other partners in belief that I speak to regularly that work the same as I do. And I mentor Mary. She's been doing this for 50 years. She still has a mentor of her own. She's still investing in having that support to grow more and more. So we cannot do it alone. And if you don't have any support system yet around you, support yourself. Use the infinite intelligence, use the unseen forces, and use your intuition to get connected. Make a brainstorming and do what it is that you want to do. It's your life, it's your day. Make it a great one, and I see you tomorrow.